Jungkook acknowledges his recent personal transformations. Jungkook feels he failed to achieve his goals. J-Hope confessed he regretted not providing a physical copy to his fans. BIGHIT responded to rumors. BTS was almost kicked out. And J-Hope's schedule after his military discharge. Jungkook acknowledges his recent personal transformations. Jungkook has transitioned from his adolescence under public scrutiny since he debuted with the group in 2013. Now, a decade later, his transformation is palpable and was candidly shared in a recent interview with Viewers magazine. Notably, Jungkook today exhibits a much greater degree of independence than his younger self. He is more spontaneous, frequently interacting with fans without needing approval from his management. Recalling a moment when he spontaneously decided to engage with fans on a live platform, he noted that it sparked a change, leading him to engage with his followers more freely whenever the mood strikes him. Moreover, Jungkook seems less preoccupied with maintaining a flawless public image. He's even allowed himself the freedom to fall asleep during a live stream, a testament to his desire for a simpler lifestyle in which actions are overthought and moments are casually shared. Ultimately, Jungkook is progressively revealing a more authentic side of himself and becoming more confident in doing things his way. He firmly believes in being straightforward and open. He feels an internal shift towards acting more according to his desires and expresses his faith that his genuine self will be accepted by many, which will further allow him to express the truest version of himself. Jungkook feels he failed. Viewers magazine conducted an interview with Jungkook to commemorate his song release, where he spoke about his solo journey, creative choices, personal growth since his debut, and future ambitions. Over a span of a decade, BTS has constantly been in the limelight, making history and shattering records, securing the status among the world's premier musical bands. Recently, the band members embarked on individual endeavors. The youngest member, Jungkook, confidently ventured into his solo career and the next phase of BTS's journey, placing utmost trust in himself even in the face of possible failure. In his music journey, as solo artist and a BTS member, Jungkook shared that he aspires to become an international pop sensation. He confessed that he doesn't meticulously plan his next step, but rather follows his instincts. His choice to perform Seven was also based on an impulsive decision after hearing the tune played by producer Bang Si-hyuk. When the interviewer mentioned that Jungkook already holds the status of a global pop icon, Jungkook modestly disagreed, stating that he believes he can still improve and attain more acclaim. He used the word cool to express his ambition and the driving force behind his musical journey. Despite his humble perspective, Jungkook aspires to embody the mega pop star title, affirming that he'll feel like he has truly earned it when he can acknowledge himself as such from an objective viewpoint. Contrary to Jungkook's modest self-perception, his fans ardently believe that he's already a global pop icon, expressing multiple reasons in support of their belief. J-Hope confessed a regret. BTS member J-Hope officially embarked on a solo career on July 15, 2022. Despite being presently enlisted for his mandatory military service, he kept his fans eagerly anticipating with a stream of pre-planned content, among which was the much-anticipated announcement of a physical version of his debut solo album, Jack in the Box. In the course of discussing his 6-month plan after his military service, J-Hope mentioned an imminent treat for fans, the release of his physical album. Initially, Jack in the Box was only accessible as a reverse album. The absence of a physical album sparked speculation among fans, questioning if HYBE had mishandled J-Hope's solo debut while experimenting with their ESG approach. Over the past year, fans had been advocating for a tangible version of J-Hope's album, which led to him trying to fulfill this request. The agency remarked that J-Hope put in significant effort before his military enlistment to get the physical album ready, playing an active role in the album's planning and adding his personal touch. In an episode of Suchwita, J-Hope candidly expressed his feelings about the lack of a physical album for his solo debut. His bandmate Suga had encouraged J-Hope to release a physical album, suggesting that ARMY would appreciate it. J-Hope shared that Jack in the Box was initially planned to be a mixtape, which he intended to release on Weverse or as an LP. However, the project evolved into a full album, and he realized there was a significant demand for a physical album. Suga noted that in the current era, physical albums are rarely purchased for their music, but rather as collector's items. Considering this, he prompted J-Hope to release a tangible version of his debut solo album. Admitting ARMY's desire for a physical copy, J-Hope expressed his slight discomfort about not having one for his album last year. He regretted not providing a physical copy to his fans, who believed he should have done so. The pre-ordering for J-Hope's physical album, Jack in the Box Hope Edition, commenced on July 17th, and the album is set to release on August 18th. The Hope edition will feature 3 live and 2 instrumental tracks from J-Hope's 2022 Lollapalooza performance. Big Hit responded to rumors. Reports emerged on July 20th suggesting that BTS's V is on the verge of releasing his debut solo album in the third quarter of 2023. It's widely acknowledged that V has been crafting this album since the previous year, and the announcement of its imminent arrival has sparked a wave of excitement among fans. Being the last member to debut solo, V is being referred to as BTS's final weapon. However, Big Hit Music responded to these rumors with a non-committal statement, neither verifying nor dismissing the speculations. The company announced that it will provide further information once they have a confirmed schedule. BTS was almost kicked out. In a recent episode of his YouTube program, Suchwita, BTS and Suga shed light on a pre-debut crisis the group encountered, previously unbeknownst to their fanbase. In this episode, aired on July 18th, fellow BTS member J-Hope joined Suga as a guest. Their casual discussion spanned across J-Hope's solo debut, his aspirations, BTS's future, and recollections of their shared experiences during their training days. Part of the conversation revolved around their initial living arrangements at a residence commonly known as 9/8. Longtime fans are aware that the BTS members initially resided in a congested 56 square meters apartment when the group was still in its nascent stage. Suga depicted this stage of their lives in his recent music video for Amygdala, where he narrates his personal hardship following a severe car accident while he was working as a delivery boy. However, a previously undisclosed incident surfaced during this discussion. BTS was nearly evicted from their first dormitory prior to their debut. Suga elaborated on how Big Hit Music, then known as Big Hit Entertainment, was in severe financial straits at the time, although they had decided not to disband BTS. Yet the severity of their financial difficulties left them unable to provide for the group's living expenses, and the members were advised to return home. Big Hit was transparent with the members about the financial challenges and advised them to find alternative living arrangements. Nonetheless, the members themselves were not financially equipped to do so. J-Hope reminisced how they chose to stay despite the company's directive. Suga concurred, indicating that he, J-Hope, and RM insisted on remaining, declaring, "We can't move out." Their determination proved to be fruitful when Big Hit secured a crucial investment which made BTS's debut feasible. Reflecting on their unwavering resolve, Suga mused on the driving force that propelled them to overcome these obstacles. J-Hope attributed their resilience to Bang Si-hyuk, their former CEO, for uniting the 7 members. Their early struggles paved the way for BTS's ascendance as global icons and Big Hit Music's transformation into HYBE labels, one of South Korea's leading entertainment labels today. J-Hope revealed his future schedule after his military discharge. During the episode, Suga skillfully obtained some exclusive information regarding J-Hope's future projects. Suga pointed out J-Hope's thorough planning process, highlighting his structured 6-month plan following his discharge from the military. J-Hope shared some key aspects of his forthcoming projects, which were in the pipeline prior to his enlistment. Downplaying the significance of his plans, J-Hope explained that his primary focus has been on creating new content for the physical version of Jack in the Box. Probing further, Suga mentioned J-Hope's recent interest in editing, which led to the reveal of his collaboration with J. Cole on the single Hope on the Street. Yet it wasn't just a standalone single, a documentary of the same title is slated for a 2024 release. J-Hope shared that the documentary is centered around his life story and evolution as a dancer, featuring globally renowned dancers he personally encountered and filmed. He wishes to use the documentary to highlight street dancing, while also providing fans who missed his solo dance performances with something special. J-Hope has been actively involved in the editing process of the documentary. In April, he surprised fans with an original choreography for Suga's recent track People Part 2, which was part of his Hope on the Street content. He further revealed the choreography for RM's song Still Life for the documentary. The Hope on the Street documentary will also feature an OST album with 6 tracks. J-Hope commenced his mandatory military service on April 18th and is slated to complete it by October 2024.